Hello, and good day to you. So today we have more new dragons to get hatching, but we will do that after I go through a couple of posts that people have been going on about. The first one being that yes, we are going to get the final Divine Fest soon. So this may be concerning to some people, but obviously Divine Fest was a way for us to basically choose which divines we wanted in what some would say a much fairer way than other ways in the past. But they said, summers in Dragonlandia are beautiful, this is why our beloved divines will be turning one last time before they take a well-deserved break from the Divine Fest and get back to their mundane divine tests, such as making sure the world is in peace and harmony. So what might be coming to Dragonlandia next? So basically it's just, we're not getting Divine Fests anymore after the next one, which, it's gonna scare a lot of people because we just had a Divine Fest where people got lots of different divines and, young cucks and things like that. I'm thinking that perhaps this is a way that they're going to finally re-release dragons like Chronos, for anyone that remembers him, which I'm sure many of you do. But at the same time, we have no details on exactly what's changing and whether it's going to be a dedicated divine event or maybe they're going to mix it with a different kind of event. Either way, it's something that people have been just DMing me about like crazy, so I thought I'd at least go through it briefly. But, there's obviously always the worry that whatever this new version of the event's going to be is going to be more pay to win than before, which we hope that that's not going to happen. There's no guarantee it will, but, that was pretty big news to a lot of people. And again, there's no guarantee that the next Divine-esque event isn't going to be a combined event with something else, or maybe divines as a whole just aren't going to be given out as easily. Who knows? There's lots of what-ifs at the moment, but just to make you aware if you weren't already aware, Divine Fest will be ending. So that is that. On top of this, I did also share this post the other day on my community page, but we did have some of the new summer dragons revealed to us, and I assume that most of these are going to be through repeat events, but it looks like we've got a big boaty dragon, a beach ball dragon, two different fishy kinds of dragons coming as well. So we will have some summer-themed dragons coming to top off the warmer period, at least for those of us in Europe. Obviously, if you're in different parts of the world, you may actually, in fact, be going into winter soon. So that's probably a weird post for you, but the reason being that they're in Europe, so it is what it is. But those are the first posts I wanted to go through today. Those Divine Fest ending in particular is going to be scary for a lot of people, but you need to know if you didn't already know. So today we have two new dragons to hatch, and the first one I'm going to hatch is actually going to be a legendary, and it is going to be Mr. HOGWIN, because Mr. HOGWIN here, in his dragon form, of course, is the dragon of the month. I bred him after, I believe it was 3 attempts. And no, I don't want to pop him over there in the vault. No, we actually want to see him at least once before he gets thrown into Deathsville. Can I vault you? That is the question. Vaulted. Can I vault you also? Yes, fantastic. There we go. Lovely. So yeah, HOGWIN is a legendary. And he does basically have the same elements as Zeus, but in legendary form, which sucks for Mr. HOGWIN. But upon hatching this dragon, we also get our hands on the lovely, beautiful Academy dragon, because obviously that is the dragon for this part of the year. And, we got this teasers for this dragon, and they actually included the book tail, which I wanted. I kind of preferred the front shielding on one of the other versions, but, we got what we got. There is the Academy dragon, so another free dragon, basically. So now we will hatch Academy, and that will be the first dragon as part of the Doppelganger Dragons yearly collection. So now we just have to wait to see what the next 3 dragons of the month are going to be. Is it going to be Eliza? I'm waiting for an Eliza. But the Academy dragon is also a legendary, just so you know. Legendary energy and metal. So that is that. But back to Mr. HOGWIN. Oh ho! A dragon resembling this trainer himself. The HOGWIN dragon is a patient yet curious researcher. It does its best to spread knowledge for the benefit of all, and it is ever proud of its students. Very cute. He legitimately has a hat on his back. See, I always love dragons that have some some form of clothing on there. Oh my god, what is going on with his stomach? Does anyone else see that? Ugh! Ugh, have you got a worm in there? What the heck is going on there, HOGWIN? Yeah, I don't know what's going on in the old stomach department, but that looks like he's got some sort of worms infection or something. Ugh. Ew. Ew, disgusting. Anyway, we're gonna level him up, of course, like I always do. And maybe we'll take him for a couple of battles as well, just so that we can see them in the flesh. But, like I said, HOGWIN is basically Zeus in legendary form, which means he's not very useful, really, because obviously the main use of Zeus, along with having those AoE elements, is mainly the Bless. I mean, if you were really low on divines, like you didn't really have any divines, then in theory you could use HOGWIN for some AoE, but he doesn't have any essential elements for a team. It's just energy's useful and light can be useful, but they're not necessary for a good dungeon team. So overall he's more or less not very useful. I wouldn't recommend you use him anyway. But he looks kind of cool and he's got a big beard. So that's that. And then, of course, the other dragon that we've got is the Rainbow Boy. I've always loved the egg of this dragon just because it is so bright. And you can't really see the bottom, but it's got more colours there. But this is the egg of Mr. Heimdall. And honestly, in the flesh, I kind of like Heimdall more than I've seen him before. I think it's mainly the eye that freaks me out. But Heimdall, of course, was an option that people could have taken from the most recent event because he is a divine and he has fire. Now, the void is the questionable element, but from my experience of playing with Erlang Shen, I can tell you that Erlang Shen, his void actually comes in useful in certain situations. It's just not the most useful element ever, but it can have its uses, and fire is obviously one of the best elements for dungeon teams. So Heimdall can be a useful dragon. So the Vigilant Heimdall dragon sees and hears across dimensions as it keeps an eye and ear out for trouble. With so much to keep track of, it barely sleeps. Maybe a good battle will help it relax. Maybe it will, but look at all the rainbows! Look at all the rainbows! And I don't know how it's just been born and he already has a fatty beard. What is it with these two dragons having beards? Is it beard day? Should I grow a beard for beard day? Maybe I should. But either way, Rainbow Boy, coming at ya. Silly snake. Either way, let's level him up too. Obviously we like our extra DCP, but at the same time, if we ever want to use them for some reason, at least they're at 20 instead of 1, right? So, up to 20 you go, mister. And this is the adult form of Heimdall, which, you know, he grows an even bigger mustache and beard, and more rainbows come out of his back. I imagine having literal crystals shoved into your back would be rather painful, but maybe he's used to the pain by now. There is no success without pain, some say. Some weirdos say, anyway. But that is Heimdall. And obviously we're going to get some Dragon Collector stuff, and we're also going to get Dragon Master Pass stuff. So let's get those freebies while we're here, and then we'll take these two for a quick spin. But yes, I'm worried, but also intrigued to see what is going to come of these new style of bringing out divines, whatever they may be, because obviously right now we just don't really have any of that information. So everyone asking, Quacks, what are they gonna do? What are they gonna bring out? I don't know. Nobody knows yet. Probably Gameloft don't even know 100% for sure yet. So why are you asking me? It's not like I know. I'm not a dev. I'm not a DML dev. I know a lot of people have thought that before, but I am not a DML dev. I would tell you if I was, and I'd be expecting a consistent salary from Gameloft. That does not happen. That is not the case. So let me just lay that to rest right now. But yeah, no Divine Fest. I do want to see Chronos come back out again, because I obviously didn't get him the first time, because for anyone that didn't or doesn't know, the old Divine chests used to be incredibly pay to win. Like, it was pretty much not possible to get anything out of them unless, one, you got incredibly lucky, or 1, or 2, you spent a lot of money. Wow, we barely finished that fight. Wow. Wow. But we did it. But yeah, the old style of divine chess, they were awful. They were, like, as gacha as it gets. There wasn't even, like, an eventual maximum amount that you'd have to open to guarantee a dragon. There was never a guarantee, which is exactly the worst kind of way to do a chess, because at least now, with the way that the divine chests work in the ancient events, is if you open up X amount of chests, you get free chest, right? Which means that eventually, especially since you get at least one of the talismans per chest, you are going to unlock a dragon eventually. Yes, it may cost a lot of money if you get the worst luck ever, but eventually you're guaranteed it, right? Now, with the old style, that wouldn't happen. You would never guaranteed anything. So, now that the new events and development team members are in, or the DML team members, I should say, members are now in DML. Because if you didn't know, there's actually been a big change to the actual team behind DML, with new people coming in. And so that means that some of the changes from them are actually going to be seen soon. Maybe not seen yet. I don't know who's to blame for the catastrophic failure of the previous Primal event. But we have a new team of people coming in, and they were basically new to the game, fixing things or they've come in to basically change things. And I'm assuming that we're going to start seeing their changes soon, which may be why the Divine Fests are going. That's speculative. But either way, we're probably going to see some of their implementation soon. So if it suddenly goes horrifically pay to win, you know the reason why. That's just my pre-warning to you, that if you suddenly find that DML's getting even more pay to win than it was before, you know that it's because the team's changed. Now, with change, there comes a lot of worry, but at the same time, it could be a really good thing for the health of the game. I know that apparently they made the big post about how they're gonna focus on the clan system and things like that. And I get that clans are really awful. I do not touch them because they are terrible. So yes, clans needed touching about, I don't know, 5 years ago. And they never were. But the problem is, if your actual in-game events that we have to replay repeatedly with the same monotonous tasks, and now you're making things like castle events incredibly pay to win, unless you make them actually more enticing for players and not as terrible as they have been recently, you know, you're gonna lose more players. So, I know that they can't prioritize everything, don't get me wrong, and it's not like I'm going to be the all-knowing wizard, but from a gameplay perspective of someone that's played this game for a very long time, the events are so boring. I can't remember the last time I actually picked up an event and enjoyed it. I feel like DML is definitely one of those games that appeals to players that don't actually play for a very long time, where you're still going through the map, but after you finish the map, man, there's like nothing to do. And the only things that we do have to do are like cake craze events, and they are awful. They are incredibly boring. Like, they are... I want to gouge my eyes out rather than play cake craze, usually. Like, they are so not fun in any conceivable way, at least to me, and I know to quite a lot of other players. But maybe... Ah, no, I don't want to take you into this fight! Ah! But yeah, I know that there are a lot of things that they could change with this game to make it better. Also, battles, in theory, helps, because, you know, actually I want to put in my Saini in there, because, yeah, like, if you just want to get rid of 487 energy like me, and you don't have to think about it, you can just pop on auto battle and it works fine. Problem is, auto battle is literally bad at anything else apart from just doing blue side quest map battles. Everything else, it sucks. There's another thing that was implemented into the game, which in theory you can see a benefit to it, But this doesn't actually improve my gameplay experience. It just makes the ridiculous grinding in only the map battles slightly more tolerable. And even then, it doesn't really... It's not like this is going to keep me playing DML, this auto battle change. Just being honest. This doesn't make me want to play DML more. It doesn't make me want to play it less, but my point is I don't really feel like we gained anything, if that makes sense. Even if I've got 500 energy nearly to use if I want to get back to optimal grinding status, it's like this... I would just do this. I would just grind this myself on a... I don't know, on a quiet Saturday evening or something. I don't know. But, yeah, I guess my point is we've got a lot of unknowns coming now. Of course, we've got the Primal event coming up as well in a couple of days. So we'll see quickly whether that's a train wreck or not. But, I don't know. I'm worried, but I'm still hopeful that whatever new way they have of releasing Divines isn't just going to be total garbage. Maybe I'm being too optimistic. Maybe that's my fault. Maybe I shouldn't be as optimistic. I've been optimistic for 7 years, and every single time they seem to shovel the poop down my mouth hole in response, but that's what I get, I suppose. But trust me, if it's whatever this new event type is terrible and god-awful after it comes out, I will surely let you and everyone else know. Because I'm not going to just not say it if it's true. But, anyway, I did just want to make sure that everyone was aware that those divine events are coming to an end. So, be aware of that. And if you see people panicking over it, you know why. But maybe we'll have some more seasonally themed events that aren't just Divine Fest, Divine Fest, Divine Fest. I'm so sick of month-long events. Like, genuinely, I am so sick of month-long events. But, to be fair, the benefit is that if you're a newer player, then you can grind for all 4 weeks to eventually get a reward. But then I don't know why we don't just do it like other games do, or Dragon City, where, you know, if you've got a limited time dragon, it's not technically permanently locked, because if you get event currency, it actually gets saved, and you can trade it in for, like, divine currency to buy them. Like, pretty much most video games do that, or allow you to at least purchase limited time dragons outside of their time period in certain situations. But, like, DC allows you to, Dragon City allows you to actually convert after the events are over in some situations, but this game doesn't really allow that. And, I know that we've got dragon pieces, but outside of dragon pieces, which are pretty much event only, you're not going to really be able to, like, change or exchange your event currency for anything. You know what I mean? That's another thing that I think this game has been sorely lacking for many, many years. But hey-ho. It is what it is. I'm going to finish up some more of my collecting here, and then I'm probably going to skedaddle, but... what do you think? What do you think we're going to see next? Do you think we're going to see the worst events of all time coming up? Do you think we're going to see the best divine events of all time? I'm scared. Scared, angry, confused. No, I'm not actually angry, confused, or truly scared. It's just... You know, I don't want anything else coming close to actually putting this game into the coffin, if that makes sense, and I think really ruining the divine events would be a massive nail in that coffin for a lot of people, so let's hope for good things. I'm hoping, isn't that right, Black? I need to change your name because it sounds so weird when I say it in person, but anyway, for now, adios, and enjoy your day, or night.